The way in which feminism began was by calling into question received notions of what a woman is, right? They tell you you belong in the household. They tell you you're good for reproduction. They tell you you're not able to do that kind of work. You can't engage in sports. You can't be a public speaker. You certainly can't be a politician. You can't be an intellectual, or if you are, you're never going to be quite as good. So what has feminism been about? It's been about contesting received ideas of what a woman is. Why did we start women's studies, feminist studies, gender studies? Well, we did because we wanted to call into question these presuppositions that had been taken for granted for too long. So we asked the question, what is it to be a woman? Or what does it mean to be a woman? Simone de Beauvoir, one is not born, but rather becomes a woman. Really? It's not the biological function that makes you a woman? No, it's not the biological function. It's actually nothing specific about the biology that alone defines you as a woman. It's part of the picture. But how you live that, what you do with that, is a question of history. It's a question of freedom. It's how you negotiate your situation, which is an historically complicated one, where there are established norms and roles. So feminism has always kept the question open, what is a woman, and refused to answer it. Refused to answer it on principle, because we don't know all the things women can be and do, and we're not about to say in advance, this is who you are. Stay within your limits. Stay within this category. We've decided this is what a woman is, and you have to live there. It's like, no, we don't do that. We're a freedom struggle.
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real.
No, it's not. It's transgenic mice, not transgender mice. How about learning to fucking read first? What would transgender mice even be? Do you imagine it's just like a bunch of scientists in the lab yelling at the mice going, what are your pronouns? Tell me your pronouns. It's literally one of the stupidest things I've ever heard, because transgenic mice have nothing to do with gender. At the most basic level, transgenic mice are essentially mice that have been genetically modified to study important things like cancer and diabetes and Alzheimer's. Transgenic mice are actually a pretty revolutionary improvement in the long-standing system of testing things on animals before we test them on humans. And this particular $8 million grant that he was referring to is for the University of Cincinnati to study how genes and environment interact. Again, literally nothing to do with gender. So Don, either you and your MAGA counterparts literally can't read, or you're trying to get your base all angry about something that never actually happened. Both are plausible, but I'm gonna bank on the lie.
We quite literally just got the clearest example of how transphobia puts all women at risk that I think we've ever gotten. 2 nights ago, the Senate voted on a bill that would mandate genital inspections for all young girls competing in middle and high school level sports across the country. It failed, thank fucking God, but it only failed by 9 votes. It needed 60 votes to pass, meaning that 51 senators voted to legalize the inspection of female children's genitals in order for them to play fucking kickball. And I don't need to tell you why they're doing this, right? They're doing this because of the under 10 athletes in the country that are actually competing. Under 10 trans athletes in the country that are competing. But they're going to make it legal for school officials. Do we need to talk about how many school officials have been caught doing bad shit to kids, to strip your children naked at school for them to play fucking softball? The fact that parents across the country are not up in arms about this, they have manufactured this fear that there is some boogeyman, this trans child boogeyman that is putting your daughters at risk, when in reality, your daughters are already at risk. A study done in 2006 found that in California alone, over 450,000 girls would face molestation at school before graduation. Not by their trans counterparts, not by their trans classmates, by staff. And they were trying to make it legal for your staff to strip your daughters naked.